The fuck? Good evening, everybody. If you are watching after the fact, then please feel free to skip ahead to qualifying, as we're just setting up the rest of the lobby and waiting for everybody to find their way in. And we'll see in a moment. Good evening, Ash. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The final round of the Tier 2 season. Should be a good one. What am I doing? Find the fun now. Let's see if I just type in... Oh, I've turned off my keyboard lights. Got to have that RGB. Okay, I don't have one saved.
There you go, standings.
But if I do this,
Who's missing? We should have 12, 13, 14.
Oh, I'm up a subscriber from last week. Look at that, I've got one more.
I'm missing 3. LB, obviously.
Oh, I don't think I can use that one actually.
Tin is missing.
Must have gone around. No.
Crozo is missing. Wait, did Crozer say that he might not be there? Yes, he did, okay. So both Crozer and LB have said they might be late.
Cool. Get rid of that. Put...
I'll start my stream as well.
Right, what's next? Back to my channel. Click on that one. See. Live streams. That's my one up. Hello, life bout. Stakes are high. Who's the favourite? What's Tinos already put? Tinos has won. Tinos won 2 races ago, I think. The championship. It's his. He's the current Tier 2 champion. Although I believe, I want to say Red Bull and AlphaTauri are still duking it out, but
yes.
I think AlphaTauri have a very strong advantage.
Yeah,
let's have a look.
It's 23 points. So I think both Red Bulls would need to be here to start with, which is not currently the case.
Oh dear.
And also they'd need to have basically, I mean, a double podium at worst, and AlphaTauri to have a shocker. So it's definitely AlphaTauri's to lose.
Yeah. SUMO and Ghost better not jinx me. I can't promise that, I'm afraid. If you look back, we'll have to make a compilation of every time we've cursed somebody and just pop it up in the tier 2 chat on the during the off season. But like, here you go. Here's every time we fuck you guys over. You're welcome.
It's just a compilation of Pommy Alex.
Oh yeah, probably Alice is doing really well. Oh no, he spun. It will be an hour long. Yeah, it probably will be, to be honest. Or at least find the race where we ended up doing it the most. I mean, if I had video editing software or was any good at video editing, I would definitely do that. It would be funny to have. Also, a season highlights. That would be very cool, wouldn't it? Just have highlights of the season. Speaking of streams and highlights and everything, if you want to have an extra perspective on the race and you want to ride on board with some of our drivers, then do head over to Ghost's channel in order to watch the onboard stream. As over there you'll see onboard footage of all the drivers, whereas over here you'll get the TV broadcast cameras. Spain may be one of the most, probably. I mean, it's probably a mix of jinxing and the fact that Spain is just a terrible track.
Agreed. LB is loading in, so we'll wait for him.
There'll be one Red Bull then.
Mm-hmm.
Red Bull weren't helped by the fact that last week Krauser went bowling.
Yes, we had the meme. It just when I watched it, it reminded me of the meme where the truck gets hit by the train.
Yes.
So
oh my god!
I modelled it after that. It's just LB just minding his own business, just completely on his own. He got an amazing start, and then he was on his own through turn 1, leading the race, and then just Crozer just.
Oh my god! And on my PlayStation.
Sorry, Crozer, if you're watching, but
I don't know, 5 people watching now. Well, if you are watching, make sure you like the stream. 5 people watching, which means one of you hasn't liked it. I can see the likes right now. There's 4. You know who you are if you haven't liked the stream. And of course, make sure you subscribe. We're 24 subscribers away from reaching triple digits, which would be cool.
Ooh.
Hopefully,
I'm 10 away. Interesting.
Oh.
Although I expect most of those are from back in the day when I used to play Geometry Dash a lot and upload that to YouTube. I got a bunch of subscribers from that, and then ever since then it's been F1. So
there you go. Turn on a light. I've had my cup of tea now.
Those were dark days. LB is here. Right. let's ready up.
Let's do it. Oh, TTV Max returns once again. Alright.
Madman just has to be different with his flickering of the ready button.
Yes. Good evening, everybody, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the APPF1 Tier 2 Championship for tonight's dose of racing action. I'm Sumo, your commentator this evening, and joining me, as always, is the 4-time sprint champion Ghost. How you doing, buddy?
Hello there. Yeah, this should be a good race. Austria always produces good races, even if it does consist of just DRS train 1 and then DRS train 2 a few seconds back, and then DRS train 3. But yeah, it should be a good race. Hopefully, people can stay clean. I think turn 3 is going to be the place where we could see people going for a few dives. Last race of the season, I think people will get their elbows out a bit more, which is something to keep an eye on.
Yes, it certainly is. So we do find ourselves in the Styrian Hills this evening for a trip to the Red Bull Ring in Austria for the third time across all of our championships here in APPF1. 10 corners and 4.318 kilometres see us on a lap around this circuit that always sees some great racing action, both in real life and in the sim world, as Ghost said. The circuit is short and fast with plenty of action is to be had, but the drivers will have to be careful, as pushing too hard on this track will possibly lead to some track limits, as they are ever present. Any thoughts, Ghost?
Yeah, absolutely. Track limits could end up deciding this race come the end, because usually pace is quite close together in Austria. So I think unless we have a sort of runaway leader, we could end up having penalties decide this. And it wouldn't be the first time that someone has lost a race on penalties this season. I think it's happened several times in Tier 2 this season. Most notably to Lifebout. I think that was last week where he lost the race. No, not last week, the week before, where he lost the race on penalties.
Yes. Yeah, it was a shame. It can easily happen, though, especially around here. With the Drivers' Championship claimed by Tinos, our attention is turned toward the constructors, with AlphaTauri with one hand on the trophy, as Red Bull will want to desperately have a good result in order to become the dominant of the two Honda-powered teams. However, it's going to be difficult with Krauser not here at the moment, and if he doesn't get here by the end of qualifying, then he won't be able to compete in tonight's race. We're also watching how the battle for P2 in the championship shapes out, with Pommy Alex out of the count for not making it this evening, which means he may end up finishing 5th after all, which we said he would do a while back. Is there any insights on the championship, Ghost?
Well, the last 4 races, Sumo, earlier in the season, this has been a season of 3/3, I think, not of 2 halves. There's been the first third of the season where it looked like it could go anywhere. We had 5 different drivers winning the first 5 races, and just different people on the podium each time, except Tinos, who was always on the podium. It looked very close and it looked very unpredictable. Then the second third of the season, we had Madman drop out and LB have a poor run of form and also miss 1 or 2 races, while Tinos just kept on putting in the results, kept on getting those podiums, getting those good results, and extended his lead to an unassailable margin. And then the final third of the season has been completely different, because we've had not the usual suspects on the top of the standings in terms of the race results. The last 4 races, for example, have all been won by either RJ Blair, who got his first 2 race wins of the season of ever in APPF1, and Lifebout, who did exactly the same. So it's good to see some new faces, but they're a little bit late to challenge for the championship.
Yeah, so speaking of RJ Blair, here he comes to set the first lap of the evening. His teammate was out first, but he invalidated, and it's a 1 minute 4.391 for the Alfa Romeo driver, who has been on a great run of form recently. Speaking of runs of form, our Lifebout has invalidated, so that will be another lap down for him. SW, a horrible first lap. Plenty of time to improve. Here comes the Festus coming back and joining us in the championship. A 1 minute 4.9. Not a terrible lap on the medium compound of tyre. Tonight's action, of course, is brought to you by Positive Perception Media Design Products. If you love seeing cool livery designs, head over to their socials to catch a glimpse of some truly awesome designs. They make some awesome GT cars in the virtual world, and they also design real life liveries as well. So please do go over and check them out and show them all the love and support you can.
Into the wall. Sorry to interrupt you there, Sumo, in our sponsor message, but Lifebout just getting a bit too much, a bit too greedy on the throttle out of turn 4, sorry, and found himself in the wall. So he'll have to head to the pits and go again. He has not had the greatest start to this qualifying session, as RJ Blair goes even faster.
Yeah, RJ really putting in a good run of form recently, but a lot of drivers still yet to set laps. We are only in the early stages of qualifying at the moment. It's that Stingray, he's on an out lap right now. JBS Steve is invalidated as well. Track limits really showing their themselves here this evening, and it's going to be a running theme for everybody, I think. It looks like the AlphaTauris have even suffered with some track limit violations as well. Tinoz is coming through Sector 3 now to set his first lap of the evening. We'll see how he goes through the final couple of corners. That's turn 9, turn 10. Really got to be committed there and just not run that car too far wide. It's going to be a good lap, I think. Oh, it's 0.02 of a second back from RJ Blair and the Alfa Romeo. Here comes the other AlphaTauri, not managed to invalidate this time. He'll be coming across the line. It's a poor lap from Hartmann, and he'll be wanting to redo that one, I'm sure. Madman Ollie Oliver out on the medium tyres right now. He's a very quick driver when it comes to qualifying, so we'll wait and see what he can do. LB, the only Red Bull on circuit at the moment, invalidates his time, so he'll be going again to set that lap. Here comes QB. Let's see what QB can do. A 1 minute 6.5, a fairly decent lap from the Haas driver, and JBS Steve going into the 1 minute 4.9s.
Yeah, I think we could see a good battle for pole on our hands here. We've got Tinoz, whose best grid position so far this season is 4th, with an average of 5.5. So he's usually in the top 5, but never reached that top 3.
I'm informed it's going to rain.
Oh, interesting.
I think that's in the race. It looks like it's brightening up here for qualifying, but I think the race might be a little bit wet. So the rain coming in to spice up this season finale, and time running out for Krauser.
Yeah, sorry, just had to get my dog out of the room. Here comes LB across the line, opening the DRS. It looks like a good lap, and it is.
Ooh.
Another 0.05 of a second,
so
improving on RJ. Look how close that is. 0.07 between the top 3. And I think we're in for a wild qualifying today.
I think so too. It's Stingray just invalidating that lap. That's such a shame. It looked like a decent lap. It would have put him in P6, but he'll have to come out again for that one. TTV Max really struggling. This is his 3rd lap on this compound of soft tyre. Is he going to go and complete the lap, or will he just peel into the pit lane? He's going to complete the lap, so we'll wait and see where it comes. I don't think it's going to be overly competitive from the McLaren driver, but we'll see where he goes. P7, not too bad for now. He's only a few hundredths down off of Hartmann in the other AlphaTauri there. So not a bad lap from him, but he'll definitely want to come out and improve on that. It's a short lap round here as Madman's had a little spin.
Oh,
while he's been out there. It looks like it's fine. Doesn't look like he's hit the wall or anything. But he's gone at turn 6. Is it turn 6? Turn 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, turn 6.
SW goes on to pole position. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, I think it's
104.1.
raining.
Is it raining now?
I don't know. I
Oh
think I
dear.
saw some spitting of rain. I don't know. Maybe
So
this is the game
Lifebound
being weird.
needs to get across the line on those mediums if it is indeed raining. Needs to get a lap in as soon as he can. We've got a lot of cars in the pits. Here comes Lifebound
Perhaps
now through
not.
the final sector.
I don't think it is. It's weird.
Okay.
There is sometimes a bug on this game. I've not noticed it too much on here, but I know on the PC version of the game, it likes to show the rain texture when it's not actually raining.
Okay. Oh my God! What a lap from Lifebound.
Oh,
A 104.5 on mediums.
great lap from Lifebound. He's been on a real run of form recently. He'll be one to watch as we go into the 4th season of the Tier 2 Championship. After this one, he could be a potential championship contender. It depends because we will be changing the way in which our drivers are selected for each championship. So Lifebound may find himself here or in Tier 1. That is yet to be decided, though. We'll wait and see if there's anybody coming across the line. I think SW is into the pits. Here comes Ollie Oliver. He's 9 tenths up on his previous lap. It's a 1:04.3. He goes 2 tenths quicker than Lifebout.
Yeah, good lap for Madman for sure. He's going to be a real threat today, but I don't know if those guys are going to stay on the mediums. Lifebout is going again, though. He's coming across the line now on those mediums, but had to correct through the final corner there, so that's going to cost him some time. But a 4.2 on mediums from Lifebout, and I think it's going to be Lifebout versus Madman at this pace today, although those starting on the mediums is going to mean you're going to be in the mid-pack. And around this track, you don't really want to be in the mid-pack because of the DRS trains that can happen. So you never know. Hartmann, by the way, has been disqualified. I'm not sure how that's happened, but disaster for the AlphaTauri driver.
Yeah, that's not going to help the battle there as Lifebout has a little excursion off the circuit.
But, if Crozer doesn't get here, then the battle is over.
Yeah, certainly.
It's the gap is 23 points, which is not enough for one driver to cover, even if both AlphaTauris DNF. So if we don't have Crozer here, then the title fight is over. But we've still got drivers' championship places to fight for, and indeed constructors, because Aston Martin have been on a flyer with Lifebout's recent run of form. So they could find themselves in P6 ahead of Haas at the end of this race.
Yeah, certainly. So LB's out on a lap right now. He was a slight improvement in his first sector. He was a couple hundredths of a second up. So we'll see if he can improve as he comes toward the timing line for sector 2. He comes around turn 5. It looked like a pretty clean exit from turn 4 through turn 6. Now you've got to be very committed for these two left-handers. Let's see what the lap time is. He's only 900ths of a second up, so it's not going to be too much of an improvement, but it could see him go into provisional pole for this lap. He's just got to hook up the final sector, be very committed into this corner, turn 9, and he goes over the line and invalidates.
Oh dear. LB just pushing a little bit too hard and running on board with Tinoz right now, as he's also on a lap, the championship winner for this season. He comes across the final corner now, maybe a little bit of a slide, but it doesn't affect him too much. And 3.9, the first man into the 1 minute threes is Tinoz, and I wonder if we're going to see more from the other drivers. But Tinoz, as I said before, he has not made it into the top 3 in qualifying in any race this season, as T3 Max has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. I think what's happened there is he spun on exit of the pits, or at turn 1, and hasn't been able to recover quickly enough for the game to realise he's still driving. And the game thought he was blocking the pit lane, so that's unfortunate for the youngster. Yeah. He'll find himself at the back.
Speaking of disqualifications, Hartmann's in the chat. He says he was trying to give Tinoz a tow coming out of turn 3, and that's where he's been disqualified. possibly for blocking during qualifying.
Oops. Yeah, both of them for the same thing, although I think Max was for a spin rather than trying to give a tow. So yeah, that's unfortunate for the both of them. But I know all too well the pain of the game disqualifying you in a qualifying session. So yeah, I can sympathise.
Yeah, certainly. So Scott, I know everybody's set a lap now. But a lot of people still struggling with track limits. It's very easy to invalidate around here, as in real life F1 they'll be all over those curbs, and you wouldn't see a penalty as Scott Rowley gets on the curb at turn 7, which is not what you want to do, and goes for a little spin into the gravel. But he's got the car, kept the car out of the wall, and is fine for the moment. Madman is on a lap as well. He's up on his time. I think that's SW starting a lap. So we'll keep an eye on both Williams cars at the moment. Hephaestus is on an out lap 2. Is that RJ? No, that's Scott Rowley coming round, but he'll be on another lap. But RJ is out, so everybody's...
Madman invalidates.
On the exit of turn 6.
That first lap, remember, he did on mediums, so he's going to be looking to beat that on the softs now and try and get his way onto pole position. But he's not going to do it.
Oh, life bounce out on the mediums again. He's looking to go even faster. He thinks he can find some more pace in those 2-lap-old tyres already. I'll keep an eye on him as he comes to set his lap. RJ is not on a good run. He's invalidated. I'm sure he'll slow down, save up the battery and go again. What about QB? Is QB on a lap? He's way down on his previous time. SW, let's see what SW can do. I can't see his set time.
He's backed off that one.
Backed off.
So SW obviously not happy. Hephaestus is also up on his time by about a 10th. It's not going to be enough to get him up any positions unless he can nail Sector 3 here. Here he comes now to the penultimate corner, and now the final corner, quite wide on the penultimate one actually. Looks like it's going to be a slight improvement, but not enough to get himself into P7. Of course, Hephaestus, a very confident and comfortable P2 last week.
Man, 2/10 up. He's coming through the final sector now. This could challenge for provisional pole position. We'll see as the Williams comes through the final corner now down toward the start-finish line. What time is it going to be? It's going to be in the freeze. It's a 3:9.19.
Yeah, very good lap from Madman. Just enough to topple Tinoz, but we've got to watch because Lifebout has strapped on the softs in his garage, and I think he's coming out onto the track now. So here comes the man who set a 4.2 on the mediums. He was a 10th faster than Madman on the mediums. So keep an eye out for this Aston Martin.
Yeah, RJ's coming to the pits. I don't think he'll be able to come out again. I'm not sure he'll have enough time. Especially since he's got to get in, change his tyres and come back out again. Hephaestus is on another lap. I think he's going to improve a little bit, is he?
Oh, yeah.
By 5/10. He goes up into P7. Not too much of an improvement from Hephaestus, but that will move him up a place for sure. I think the Lifebout's on his out lap. He's a little bit further down. Stingray's on an out lap as well. He's on the medium tyres, so he invalidates his out lap. That might invalidate his next lap as well. Let's see as he comes across. No, it doesn't. So we'll have to be careful. Coming along on there, I think that's Tinoz starting his hot lap. So final runs of the evening starting out now. And I think the first to cross the line and finish a lap's going to be... Oh, SW's invalidated, so that's going to be his qualifying session over. RJ does not have enough time to get back round. He's only just leaving the pits as he hits the wall on the pit exit, which isn't going to help him at all.
Oh, QB's out! QB's out! He's spun at the last corner. I was riding on board, and that's a shame for the Haas driver. He will be P11. But that will be music to the ears of Scott Rowley, who told me just before this race that all he wanted to do was beat QB today, and at the moment that is what he's doing. So he's going to be happy to see that QB has retired.
Riding on board with Stingray coming through the final couple corners. He'll be the first to cross the line on his final run there on the medium tyre. I'm not sure how much he's up on his time, but it looks like it's going to be an improvement. He's going to go into P9, 3/10 up. Here comes... Is that Tinoz coming across the line? I think it was. No improvement from him. LB, no improvement from the Red Bull driver either. I think he's I think that might be his qualifying over. Yeah, it is. He's going slowly. Is that Lifebout coming through the
He's
final
going for
corner?
one
It
more
is.
lap. He just backed off of that one. He's going for one more. He's going to be just before the timer runs out. So this is last chance saloon for the Dutchman if he wants to get himself on pole position.
Oh, we'll watch as the final runs come about. Then SW will be the first, but he's way down on his. He's way down on his previous time, only by a little bit though, only by 500ths of a second. So if he can nail sector 3, he might just push LB down into P4. We'll wait and see. He's coming through turn 9 just now. That looked fairly confident from the Williams driver on the very edge of invalidation there as he comes around the final corner to set a 1:39. So he does push LB down into P4. Let's see about Tinos. Tinos is up by 200ths of a second as well. This could be the difference. It is!
Tinos onto pole position. This would be by far his best qualifying of the season. What a way to finish it would be to get his first pole
Lifebout's 2/10 up. Lifebout's 2/10 up. Oh, he invalidates!
It's at the penultimate corner, so Lifebout will start P5 on the medium tyres. He wouldn't have been pole anyway. It's a 1:4.0 from him. So Lifebout not able to unlock the pace it looked like he had. LB's the last one, but he's also backed off. So those are your qualifying standings for the Austrian Grand Prix. It's Tinos on pole position.
Wow, Tinos, the championship winner, the champion of Season 3, throwing down the gauntlet and putting it on pole position by 300ths of a second. It's incredibly close between Tinos and the two Williams drivers. As we go into this final round of racing, less than a tenth between the top 3. Brilliant stuff. Tinos on P1 with Madman and SW in P2 and 3 respectively. LB P4 not doing enough to get himself onto that top 3 position. Lifebout P5, and he will be starting on the medium tyre alongside his teammate Stingray. So keep an eye on those Aston Martins on the alternate strategy going into the race. RJ, Hephaestus, JBS Steve, Stingray and Scott Rowley make up the top 10, and QBV, Hartman and Max didn't finish the rest of qualifying or were disqualified.
Yeah, I mean, just look at those times, Sumo. The top 7 drivers within half a second in qualifying. So I think this is going to be a mighty session. It's going to be a very long DRS train for sure. And hello, Zach, in the chat of the onboard stream. I'm sure to head over to Sumo stream as well.
Oh dear. It's going to be an interesting final round of the Tier 2 Championship. This is going to be a belter. I think we're going to see some good racing. I think Lifebout, if he can get the strategy calls right, I think he'll be on a good shot for another win to put under his belt this evening. Those Williams are looking quick as well.
Yeah, last race of the season with both championships decided, since Crozo unfortunately hasn't been able to make it. Yeah, both championships decided last race of the season. People are definitely going to be getting their elbows out today. No pressure on anymore, so be prepared to see some dives into turn 3. I'm not encouraging it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
It's a 2-stop race according to the strategy there. It'll be probably soft, medium, or soft, medium. Bit different for Lifebout. They could maybe go for a 1-stop, medium, hard, or if the tyre wear's good, medium, soft. Go for that 1-stop. Lifebout is saying there's going to be rain at the end of the race. So it might be one of those situations where the game says there's going to be rain, but it never actually shows up.
Yeah, exactly. Unless there's a couple of safety cars, maybe. Yeah, both Aston Martins actually starting on the mediums. Stingray qualifying in P9 on the mediums. So, yeah, interesting alternate strategy from the green cars. But everyone else on the softs, no deviation.
I think, is that SW? SW's had a spin at turn 7.
Oh dear.
Here he comes now. He's just cresting the hill. Was that SW? No, that was Madman. What was it, SW? It was SW.
Stingray's managed to get himself disqualified, as well as JBS Steve, so a bit of contact there on the formation lap, unfortunately.
It's not going to help the tyre warmth.
Absolutely not. But we're getting lined up on the grid now, so it's not going to cost them too much.
No, not at all. It's a very short lap around here. I'm not sure if it's the shortest lap on the F1 calendar. I think it might be. Especially in terms of time. I'm not sure about distance.
Time is the shortest, for sure, 100%. Because Monaco is next, and that's 1 minute 7. If you're really, really good.
Yeah. Alright then, here we go. Already a timing error on the cards. But 3, 4, 5 red lights for the finale of the Tier 2 Championship Season 3. And we're underway, and it's a good start from Tinos. It's a slightly better start from Madman. No, he's going to challenge into the first corner. Lifeboat, an amazing start. All the way, already side by side with SW in the back there. Tinos gets the better of Madman in the first corner, but Madman's coming back at him as well. He's going to go towards the outside of turn 3. His Williams teammate is going to join him as well. But Lifeboat goes up the inside. Lifeboat gets slightly blocked by Tinos and he misses out on the position. But Madman around the outside. Great move to take the lead.
Absolutely brilliant racing between all these guys to start off this race. SW tries to find a way through Tinos, but doesn't quite find it. Lifebout tries to go around the outside unexpectedly. And gets cut off by the Williams. Hephaestus into P5 as well. LB has dropped 3 spots to start off this race, so not the best start for the Red Bull. Looks like looked like he was being cautious. I was riding on board with him for a little bit. Hephaestus up 2, Lifebout up 1, so great starts for a few drivers today. TTV Max up to P9 as well.
Yeah, up 4 positions on the start. That's a great start from the McLaren, and he's looking to get up another one, but it's contact between Scott Rowley and TTV Max, who loses his front left end plate. So that's going to be an unplanned pit stop for the McLaren driver as his race comes crumbling down. SW going on the battle, is he? No, yeah, Tinos has dropped way back down. SW and Lifebout up 2 places.
Yeah, Tinos with a huge mistake out of turn 1. RJ nearly goes into the back of Hephaestus. That was very close indeed. LB trying to take advantage as well, but Hephaestus and Tinos still side by side. The Italian driver has not had a good lap 2 at all, but he's managed to stay ahead of the Mercedes for now, as RJ and LB also making contact through turn 4. LB, I don't think will be too happy about that one. Scott Rowley down in P8 at the moment. TTV Max obviously losing out due to that front wing, yeah, still battles going on, but Madman has extended 1.1 seconds to his teammate already.
Wow, great start. Tinos really losing out as well. Lifeboat,
QV spun, Hephaestus has spun. Hephaestus spins out the penultimate corner. RJ couldn't do anything about it. That's so unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo. LB is going to have to give that place back up after getting it under yellow flags, but RJ couldn't react because it was out the penultimate corner. The pit lane line was already gone, so he's going to have to drive a whole lap without that front wing end plate, and he's going to drop like a stone as his teammate now goes down the inside into turn 3.
Tinos has been a huge loser there on this first couple of laps of the race so far. Lifebout really making the most of that medium tyre strategy. If he could stay with the Williams cars, he might be in for a very good shout of this race win on the ultimate strategy. But the Williams 1-2 for now was SW sets fastest sector 2. RJ is just dropping down positions with his damage. He may be causing a little bit of chaos, but no collisions because of it thus far. Just keeping an eye on the timing board to see where anyone is. Lifebout is right on the back of SW. He could challenge the Williams as he sets the fastest lap of the race.
Wow. Lifebout is charging up the field now. That qualifying lap.
3 seconds for SW. The first
penalty. SW already with a penalty on lap 4. That is not going to serve him well at all. Not going to be good for his confidence. As Lifebout now challenges him into turn 3. Look at the late braking from the Aston Martin, just telling the Williams he's there. But maybe Madman is slowing down to give his teammate DRS here.
Yeah, he maybe so. I mean, these two these two did post quite the challenge for the championship in the early stages of the season until it all fell away from them as TTV Max has had another spin at the pit lane. Not blocking it this time. He keeps the car going. No, he's retired from the session on track as well. I think the stewards might slap him a penalty for that one.
Right.
But anyway, as long as the safety car doesn't come out, I'm not too sure. We'll keep an eye on that situation. Hartman close to the back of Scott Rowley at the moment.
Yeah, he's had to brake a couple of times because Scott Rowley quite slow out of a couple of corners, but he's got him into turn 1. Is Scott Rowley going to have another go into turn 3, I wonder? He might well do. He's got the DRS. He didn't get too bad an exit, so Hartman could have to defend this one here, and he is. Look at the closing speed of the Alfa Romeo. Here he comes down the inside. Goes Scott Rowley. He didn't expect to be fighting for P7, but here he is. Hartman all the way around the outside, keeps the place, and I don't think Scott's going to have an opportunity into turn 4.
No, not at all. He's too far back unless he goes for a very, very late move, but I don't think he will.
Oh, he has done.
Oh!
Wow.
And he's made it work. Hartman saw that one coming and gave him the room and has gone for the up and under, and he's going to go around the outside through turn 6. Wheel to wheel, it's contact!
You could see that coming a mile away. I think you could always see Scott Rowley sticking his nose in there into turn 5, and Hartman is going to be very upset about that one, and I think he's got every right to be. Lifebout sets the fastest lap again. Look at the pace he's got. The two Williams side by side. Stingray now side by side with Scott Rowley. He's having another battle, the Alfa Romeo, but Stingray has got him for now on those mediums. Is Scott going to send one into turn 1? Surely not. Not even Scott is going to do that.
He's got so little ERS though. He's really draining the bottom of that barrel there.
Yeah, but the DRS gives him so much closing speed, and he's going to have a go into... Oh, my word, he's braked far too late. Nearly goes into the wall, and easy position gain for Stingray.
He's done a Kevin Magnussen there. It's a technical term.
Yeah, he certainly has. So Hephaestus is going to be looking to get past soon as well, but Scott Rowley causing a bit of carnage in the middle of the grid. As Lifebout now joins the battle for the top 3. SW has caught back up to Madman, but again, I think that was his teammate giving him DRS and slowing down a little bit. So maybe we'll see Madman try and extend the gap now. Maybe he'll think that SW is going to get passed by Lifebout eventually, and he needs to extend the gap. But for now, the Williams still working together.
Yeah, it looks like Lifebout has more ERS than both of the Williams cars combined in the tank there. They've really been using a lot to keep Lifebout at bay for the moment. So Lifebout really on the advantage here. I think Lifebout is set for this win here if nothing goes wrong. And we'll touch wood, but the commentator's curse here is very strong. And it could affect Lifebout very badly. But for now, he's running very, very well. And he's got the Williams running scared.
Absolutely. He is currently just sitting behind them with all the DRS.
Hephaestus wheel to wheel with Scott Rowley. Sorry to cut you off. It's very close between contact, but Hephaestus gets ahead of the Alfa Romeo just about through turn 4, and it's got the position as LB.
Tinos is off. Tinos off the track at turn 7. It's all happening, Sumo. He's been passed by JBS Steve, and I think we might see Tinos into the pits. No, we don't. He's staying out on those softs. They look covered in gravel. So he's going to have to be
SW loses the rear end. That's going to open the door for Lifebout. He's all over the back of that Williams. We could see a move here. He's going to peel off to the outside. SW defends the inside corner. Got a DRS for his teammate as well. It's going to help him. Lifebout sticking his nose in. Not quite working as well. And SW has the better line for a better exit. And Lifebout just has to sit behind again.
Yeah, he's just watching and waiting. He's waiting for that red light to show up on the Williams drivers. Waiting for them to be vulnerable, and yeah, as Zach has just said in my chat, that's a thing that I like to do. It's the ghost strat. So Lifebout very playing the strategic tactical game here with the two Williams, and at the moment he is winning.
Yeah, it certainly has. Tinos has dropped way back. We don't normally see Tinos drop the ball like this.
Yeah, he made a huge mistake out of turn 7 across the gravel, so drop back for that, but he should, I think, get his way past JBS Steve if nothing goes wrong. I think he's got the pace to do that. But the Haas driver going well as SW gets a little bit slidey out of turn 1 yet again, and Lifebout could have another go if he wants one.
Yeah, he'll be looking all over to try and find a way past that Williams. SW going defensive into the first corner, getting very close to the back of his teammate there. Lifebout looking around the outside with a little bit of contact there between the two of them. But they keep going for the moment. No damage on either car right now. But Lifebout is really putting the pressure on now, and these Williams drivers are feeling the pressure.
Yeah, a bit of wheel banging going on there, but the Williams have stocked up the battery again. Madman and SW both up to above 50% now, so Lifebout might not have as much advantage as he thinks here. I don't know if any of them are listening to the commentary stream, but if they are, fair enough. Tinoz now on the back of JBS Steve as well. As I said, already within DRS range, and I think he should have to pass into turn 3.
Yeah, he should do. Scott Rowley gets a 3-second time penalty. That's only the second penalty thus far. That's fairly good for Austria. In the sim world, SW getting very close to the back of his teammate in order to keep Lifebout behind. We'll keep an eye on Tinoz as they go through turn 1. No challenge to be seen there. Does SW go for a move on his teammate? No, he's going to zip behind, work together and try and keep Lifebout at bay for the moment. How about Tinoz? He's closing, he's closing, he's closing. Not quite going to get the move. He's going to set up the better exit out of turn 3 and look to get past that Haas in front of him. I'm not sure he's going to be close enough. I think he might just run out of straight as they get down towards turn 4. The closing speed is brilliant as Tinoz, he tries to brake late. He's looking for the way through. He forces JBS Steve to take a wider line, but he can't quite find a way past.
Yeah, Tinoz just trying to scare Steve into a mistake there, but the Haas standing firm and keeping his racing line and not getting bullied off the track by the closing speed of Tinoz.
Lifebout's exit.
Yeah, right behind the Williams now.
Or he's dummied toward the inside. It's forced SW to go defensive, but they take the racing line through turn 1. SW gets a better exit than he has done on the last couple of laps through turn 1 and pulls away from Lifebout with that DRS assistance from his teammate.
Williams,
but he might be forced to swap positions. This could compromise them.
Deep, though, and this could invite Lifebout back, but no, Lifebout gets a poor exit as Hephaestus comes into the pits, and I think that was Stingray having a spin a bit earlier, and I think that's QB as well. As Lifebout
no DRS for SW. He didn't get a DRS because he passed his teammate.
Word. Very, very close between the two. These three still battling very, very hard right now. We're on lap 11 of 36, only a third of the way through this race. But these three have been battling all race long so far, and I think that's only going to continue. They're in a league of their own at the moment.
Yeah, they're 4.6 seconds ahead of the next car, which is LB at the moment, and they're just fighting away. But LB, if he plays his cards right, he could find himself on the back of this battle if they continue to fight hard like this.
Yeah, he could do.
Madman gets a penalty.
Gets a 3-second time penalty. That's huge news. And if Lifebout can keep it clean, then he's going to have a huge advantage. Although Lifebout doesn't have the greatest history the last few weeks of not getting track limits penalties, so we'll have to see how it shakes out.
Yeah, Lifebout very close once again to those Williams, but the two teammates working very, very well to keep Lifebout behind.
RJ Blair having a good go at Hartman as well. Further back, he's going to get the place fairly simply before they've even reached the braking zone for turn 3. Not much Hartman can do about that unless he can have a go into turn 4, but I don't think RJ is going to give him that opportunity.
That's a great camera angle there I've just got on my stream. Helicopter following them through. Ah, that was incredible. We watched Hartman on board this time from the camera, but he's not quite close enough to make any moves. Lifebout still sat behind SW. I think he might be feeling a little bit like Lewis Hamilton did at Imola at the moment, not being able to get past that Williams in front of him as he's trying to fight amongst them. All the battles are spread out a little bit from down the pack, but these guys inseparable.
SW down the inside of Madman. Sorry to interrupt. There's a bit of contact between the Williams. SW nearly goes for a spin. Lifeboat has to take avoiding action. He could have taken an advantage there, but very tricky for the Aston Martin. Well avoided. Good reactions. RJ sets the fastest lap. The two Williams side by side once again. Is Lifeboat going to have an opportunity? No, he's not. He's still having to sit behind these two Williams. He must be getting a little bit frustrated at this point, but he will know that he's going to have the advantage later on with the soft tyres in the closing stages of this race.
Well, look who's closing in now. So he's closed down 7/10 LB. He's getting himself onto the back of this. These guys really fighting as well. The Williams need to work together. They can't be allowing themselves to fight each other too hard because Lifeboat is right there, and they'll end up inviting outside agents into this as well, as Lifeboat's looking for a way down the inside of turn 1, but that's not going to work as SW goes defensive into that first corner and keeps the Aston Martin at bay.
This is great stuff from Lifeboat. He is proving to be a mature and experienced driver at this point in APPF1, but he nearly goes to the back of SW as the two Williams make yet more contact. Just about manages to avoid it, and yet again, brilliant reactions from the Aston Martin. And now here comes the Dutchman round the outside of SW. SW giving him the squeeze to the edge of the track. And is Lifeboat going to make a way through? No, he's not. SW just keeping that racing line still, and Lifeboat just unable to find a way through. But at this point, he's going to have to start struggling to not hit the back of the Williams. He's avoided them twice now.
Yeah, this is great stuff to watch between the top three there. Lifeboat technically in P1 if you consider those penalties into the mix as well. I think we'll start seeing the soft runners coming in very, very soon as LB now gets a 3-second time penalty. So Lifeboat's even more safe as he's going on the attack once again. Tinnell's into the pit lane.
But he goes a bit wide. That'll have definitely been a warning.
They all go wide.
Yeah, as Lifeboat struggling to not hit the back of the Williams here. He's really got to be careful as now SW down the inside of his teammate once again. Lifeboat with a great view behind. Is he going to be able to take advantage this time? Yes, he is. He's going round the outside of the Williams. It's tit for tat again. It's the same as the previous lap, but I think Lifeboat's got more of an advantage this time. SW down the inside. Here comes Lifeboat all the way around the outside. There's a bit of wheel banging, but SW stays ahead for now. But look at this. LB now within 2 seconds of these three.
Yeah, they're battling way too hard, and LB's sitting there thinking, you keep going at it, boys. I'm just going to come way into this fight and get myself in amongst the mix for the race win here this evening. Yeah, he's coming into the pit lane. He pulls over to the inside, very close between the two of them as they come in, but Lifeboat doing well.
SW has stayed out, actually. Madman has come into the pits. LB also. So these two, yeah, obviously trying to make their way in. But I think if SW was trying to dummy going into the pits, it's a critical failure because he's ended up behind Lifeboat again. But look at the closing speed on the straight to turn 1. I think it could be a setup issue, actually, for Lifeboat. He doesn't have enough straight line speed. Here comes the Aston Martin again, though, down the inside up towards turn number 4. I think he's going to make the move this time unless SW does another late braking maneuver that he is famous for in this tier. But no, he's not able to do it, and Lifeboat stays ahead.
Yeah, Tinnells has got himself up ahead of Stingray. He's out of the pits on those fresh medium tyres. He'll be in the mix for sure. Madman's come out on a fresh set of softs, so definitely going for the 2-stop in this race at the moment. No safety cars as of yet, but that will help him out in his strategy for now. Let's cut on board to the top 2 as SW. It is his turn to come into the pits. I think it is. I'm not exactly sure what he went well over the white line and then cut right back over. We might be having a look at that on the stewards, but
I think just misjudged his braking. There's Lifeboat now gets a 3-second time penalty, so all of these top 4 now with a track limits penalty. So it's even Stevens once again, unless one of them gets another penalty.
Oh, this will be interesting. Where is LB going to come out in relation to SW?
Very close. LB is going to be ahead of the Williams driver. So what an undercut that was from the Red Bull, and LB has joined this fight for the race win now. As the Red Bull on the mediums, but Madman on those soft tyres. So, as you say, he's on the two-stop. And is it going to work out for him? I believe last time we raced around Austria, the game said that the two-stop was very similar to the one-stop in terms of raw time. But in terms of track position and clearing other drivers and just keeping on the pace required for the two-stop to work, I think Madman's got it all to do here.
Yeah, he certainly does. Madman has really got to either hope for a safety car or really just stretch out this stint and hope that when he does box the mediums, he won't lose too much of time. RJ and Tinnell's going for a little skirmish together. RJ got passed by Tinnell's on the previous lap. I'm sure RJ will be looking to get past us. SW gets his second 3-second time penalty.
Oh,
so
dear.
That's 6 seconds for the Williams driver.
JBS Steve trying to find a way through Stingray as well. Stingray yet to pit. JBS Steve is on fresh medium, so I don't think the Aston Martin's going to fight this too hard, and indeed he pulls to the side, lets the Haas go, realises he's not in the same race, and that's good stuff from Stingray as he goes a little bit too deep into turn 3, and I think we'll see him peel into the pit soon, although Lifebout has no intention of doing so. So yeah, as we've said before, the two Aston Martins on the alternate strategy, obviously trying something different, and we'll have to see how it's going to work out for them.
Yeah, if he was to pit now, he'd drop way behind. I think he'd drop even behind Tinnell's at this rate, I think. As they've all come in, even behind RJ too. But he'll stay out. He'll try for that one stop as Madman sits fastest lap. Madman is closing in on that Aston Martin fairly slowly. I don't think he'll challenge him before he stops, unless he makes any major mistakes, of course.
Yeah, I think Madman will be worried by the gap to LB only increasing by about 5 or 6 tenths a lap for these last few laps. He's going to have wanted a lot more than that at this point on those fresh softs, because obviously that two-stop, he really needs to unlock the pace. And at the moment, he just isn't doing that. Lifebout is going to be on the softs at the end, but if this is to say anything about the pace of the softs compared to the mediums, Lifebout could have a tough time, even on those low-fuel soft tyres, competing with the undercut that the soft tyre runners have gotten. And in fact, he is into the pits. So is he going to go onto the softs all the way to the end? That's going to be quite a stint, a 17-lap stint on the soft tyres. It is the softs for Lifebout. So he's going all the way to the end. This is going to be quite the stint for the Aston Martin. He's going to be well behind SW. Could he be behind Tinnell's as well? I'm going to ride on board with Tinnell's. Can we see Lifebout? There's the Aston Martin to the right of your screen. Is Tinnell's going to be ahead? It's going to be close, but I think Lifebout has just about kept P4, so that's crucial for the Dutchman.
Yeah, he's got all the work to do now, and SW setting his sights on LB, looking to fight him in this stint. This could help Lifebout close up to the back of them, and we'll wait and see how that unfolds. But Tinnell's lurking in the background might just pick up some positions at the end of the race.
Yeah, Hartmann just getting past Scott Rowley at the back, and I think Scott Rowley's going to have another go with the DRS into turn 3, not to cut away from the leaders, but this is the battle at the moment. Scott Rowley just couldn't decide where to go, and eventually goes round the outside with a late braking maneuver on Hartmann. I think there's a bit of bad blood between these two after the spin earlier, and Scott Rowley is going for some interesting moves, and again round the outside. Hartmann brakes early to avoid a possible contact, and I think these two need to calm down a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. This could just end in tears if they're not careful. I think Hartmann is doing his best to avoid any major incidents, but Scott Rowley really determined to not finish at the back or retire from this race, which is perhaps causing him to race a little bit recklessly. Yeah,
perhaps indeed. We'll have to keep an eye on that as SW nearly goes into the back of LB at turn 4, but manages to avoid the Red Bull, and the battle goes on. But of course, SW with that extra penalty as Hartmann again overtakes Scott Rowley on the run to turn 3. Is Scott going to go for it Oh my God, he nearly did, and he does. There's
Oh.
contact to the back of Hartmann. So Scott Rowley getting a bit too aggressive here. He goes down the inside of the AlphaTauri yet again. And Hartmann, I think, no, he breaks very late, Hartmann, and goes all the way around the outside and keeps the place. Good stuff from the AlphaTauri, and he'll be hoping that that'll be the last he sees of the Alfa Romeo's rear wing.
Yeah, Scott Rowley got very, very little ERS in the batteries. Stingray gets a 3-second time penalty. We'll have a look at the penalty situations in just a moment, but Hartmann already pulling away from the Alfa Romeo, and he'll be hoping that is the last he sees of him, as Ghost said.
SW still right on the back of LB, but still unable to pass the Red Bull as of yet. Going wide on entry to turn 4, using as much of the track as he can. Hephaestus also on the back of Stingray, so that's another battle to follow. The Mercedes trying to get his way into P8. Stingray still yet to pit in this race. He's taken those mediums quite a long way, and I think we'll see him come in soon, as here comes Hephaestus now. He's trying to go down the inside of turn 4. He's not going to make the move, but surely it's only a matter of time before Stingray is passed.
Yeah, certainly. So those mediums gotta be screaming out now. I think Stingray should probably come in this lap as RJ comes in this lap. There's a yellow flag in sector 3.
Maybe Steve has had a spin.
Steve.
Yeah, disaster for the Haas. He was running well, but SW round the outside of LB, meanwhile, for P2. LB down the inside again. SW has to leave him room, but goes a bit wide as a result, and that's going to invite the Red Bull back again. Down the inside of the Williams driver. He's going to take P2 back, I think, LB, unless SW can launch a move around the outside. He cannot, so LB and SW still battling hard here.
Yeah, certainly so. LB's having a great race. He's been on a horrible run of form over the last few races, but none of it is fault at all. But he's been on a good run this time. But of course, he may finish in front of both Alpha Tauris, but it's not going to do much for his championship campaign. As with the Alpha, without his teammate, Alpha Tauri will take the Constructors' Championship at the end of this race as well. And actually, Lifebout was caught onto the back, and this is Tinoz is out!
Tinoz out! At turn, at the penultimate corner, it looks like he's had a spin. Is that going to be a safety car? That's the first
He's in the pit lane, I think.
Was it? No,
he's in the pit lane. No, he's crashed in the pit lane.
Oh, I see.
In the pit entrance. He's crashed in the pit. His car's left there in the pit entry.
Wow. Well, SW and LB still fighting. Meanwhile, we'll come back to Tinoz in a second. LB down the inside of the Williams once again. He makes the move, and he does make it stick this time. And he's going to be... Oh, is SW into the wall?
Oh!
No! Too much throttle on the exit of turn 4. Surely that's the car it is. So now... Lifebout is going to be in a good position. Madman Ollie Oliver going to be in a good position as well, because he's not going to lose too much, and he's going to be able to get on the fresh, soft tyres. So that's a lucky break for Madman. But that has really
Lifebout's coming
this race
in.
up. Is Lifebout
And he
goes
spun!
to spin? Oh no! On entry to the pit lane, he's going to lose the position to JBS Steve possibly. Where is the Haas? Oh no, that's QB. Sorry, that's QB. Okay, so Steve. Stays behind. Sorry. So Lifebout lucky actually not to take any punishment from that little mistake.
Yeah, he kept it out of the wall, thankfully for him. Yeah, that was a very hectic couple of laps there. Tinoz dropping the ball and crashing in the entry to the pit lane. I think I know exactly what he's done. He's given it a little bit too much at turn 9. Spun the car around, and it's very easy to end up right in the pit lane when you spin there, which even if you don't crash like Tinoz did, just messes your race up, as you're forced to go into the pits once you've entered into it, which is a shame for the Alpha Tauri. But even still, Alpha Tauri will have the Constructors' Championship because LB simply can't score enough points.
Yeah, well, Tinoz, I think, not the way he wanted to end this championship campaign. He has won the title, of course, but Yeah, that's not the way he would have wanted it to finish, with a crash in the last race. That's his first DNF of the season. So yeah, he's had a terrible run of form in this last third of the season, but luckily the first 2/3 he was absolutely unstoppable and built up enough of a gap for it not to matter. But yeah, Tinoz, I think, going out in style, but not quite the style he would have wanted.
No. Someone who's not going to be too happy about this safety car is Hartmann, as Scott Rowley will close right back onto him again.
Yeah.
So these two will reignite their battle for P8. At the moment, I think the safety car should come in at the end of this lap. So we will have a 10-lap sprint to the finish. As we just wait for Hartmann and Scott Rowley to close onto the back.
Yeah,
a few drivers opted for the mediums. Hephaestus and Hartmann on mediums, QB on mediums, and Madman on mediums. I don't think they had any fresh softs left. I'd have just put on a scrub set of softs. The softs do go fairly far here. There's a time where it's not too bad.
Yeah, you can see RJ, I think, is one of the ones who's put on a set of softs that he's already used, unless he stayed out. He might have stayed out, actually, RJ, because he has made up a position on Steve, so he has stayed out, which I think is the right call, because the safety car is going to give you a bit of leeway on the tyre wear as well. But yeah, LB is going to be gutted, even more gutted now that Crozer has not made it to this race. Because Red Bull would have been in with a real opportunity of stealing the constructors if his teammate had been here.
Yeah, they'll be ruining the day, I think. Hype One Ring, 13 cars for the finale. Yeah, it tends to... I mean, this time of year does tend to see a bit of a drop-off. The weather changes, people have plans, people do stuff, you know. So you don't get too many sign-ups, and I think... few people perhaps just don't have time to fight in a championship where it's already wrapped up and over, but we're still having a great race despite the lowish numbers as we get ready to go again, as Madman is the effective safety car. He will struggle to keep the soft runners behind him, but it won't be too much of an ask because he catches LB sleeping just a little bit, but LB's staying with him and keeping me honest. As Stingray gets up past the Festas.
Yeah, that's a good restart for Stingray. Maybe a small mistake from Hephaestus as Madman gets himself another time penalty, which could take him out of the race for good. Scott Rowley has had a spin at turn 1, so Hartmann is spared of that battle. RJ, by the way, could be... Oh no, he's just gotten a 3-second time penalty as well, just as I say it. So RJ... now equal with LB and Lifebout. They've all got 3 seconds, but Madman on 6. And that could lose him the race if he can stay ahead of these soft runners.
Yeah, RJ's got a 5-second time penalty. I'm just looking. JBS Steve is in a very good position.
Yeah, I was just about to say, no penalties for the Haas driver. If he can stay in DRS range, he's could be in a position for at least a podium, but he's already out of that 1 second range, so I don't think he quite has the pace to stay with the top 4, and I think we'll see him drop back into his own DRS train with perhaps Stingray and Hephaestus as Madman sets the fastest lap straight away as soon as the safety car comes in. So clearly the pace is increasing. What's the lap record for the race around Austria? It's going to be different now, but before Tier 1 it was a 5.3.
We have no clue if the rain will hit. We have no idea what the weather's doing. It doesn't look like there's going to be any rain.
On Stingray, sorry to interrupt you. Hephaestus down the inside of the Aston Martin. Mercedes up into P6, and he's going to be chasing after JBS Steve now.
LB, another time penalty.
Oh no, so Lifebout's now in a good position, as is RJ Blair. So as
RJ's
we said
got 5 seconds.
Race, oh, he's got 5 seconds. Oh, so it was a pit lane penalty. That makes more sense. So yeah, Lifebout in the best position now on penalties, which is not something I thought I'd say. But yeah, as we said at the start of this race, the penalties could decide it, but a small mistake from Lifebout could cost him DRS as we start the new lap, and DRS is now enabled, so Lifebout isn't going to have it. He's too far behind.
Yeah, he might find himself caught in a battle that he doesn't really want to fight with RJ Blair back there, which could cost him the win of this race if LB and Madman find themselves running away with it. But with the pace Lifebout's had around this circuit, I wouldn't be surprised if he does catch back up. But the lack of DRS for the Aston Martin will hamper him.
Absolutely, it can be very difficult to get back in DRS range, even if you're faster. If the two cars ahead of you have DRS and they're not battling, it's so difficult to get back in range. And Lifebout already losing time to the top two. Will he gain it back in this final sector? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see for sure. RJ just patiently sitting behind. We're going to be seeing the last few hectic laps of racing right now. LB sticking close to the back of Madman Ollie Oliver. These two equal on penalties, so they are racing for position, and they just want to keep Lifebout 3 seconds behind him as LB sets the fastest lap of the race and is challenging Madman. He's getting all up in close to him, well up in his mirrors, making Madman look behind him. I'm not sure he's going to be close enough, but that closing speed is incredible when he's looking to the inside. It's very close between them and no contact, thankfully, between the two of them. LB looking to get the better exit, but Madman got it on that wider line, and they're going to run down to turn 4 now, and I think Madman's just kept the Red Bull behind.
Lifebout is going to be happy to see them side by side. He needs them to battle to close back up. He was already 1.8 seconds down thanks to the lack of DRS. So it doesn't matter how fast you are. If you don't have the DRS and the cars ahead of you do, you're going to really struggle to close up. As LB is still going to battle with Madman though. And all Lifebout needs to do is stay within 3 seconds with 6 and a little bit laps to go. He's still looking in a good position. But it's not over yet, and perhaps the pressure of losing time to the top two could make him make more mistakes and get another penalty, perhaps.
Yeah, certainly so, and RJ's not helping the situation at all. Lifebout's dropped by 6/10 over these last couple of laps here, and LB and Madman, they're not fighting hard enough for it to affect. But Madman's got very little battery left in the tank. With LB just over half, so LB could be in a chance of winning this race, but Lifebout doesn't need to close up too much as he's already technically in the lead of this race. But if they pull away too much, then that's it.
And they could well pull away too much. If LB makes a clean pass without having to go side by side, and he's going to have seen the flashing red light on the back of Madman's car, he knows the Williams is vulnerable. So LB, if he makes a clean pass, Lifebout could find himself in a lot of trouble here. It's already nearly 2 seconds, the gap. And if it reaches 3, then Lifebout is going to be shut out of this race win. So that poor restart of the safety car and just about being out of DRS range could massively cost the Dutchman here.
Yeah, certainly could, but Madman's not one to give up a position easily. So this could be an interesting battle between the two. Even with the distinct disadvantage, and Madman defends to the inside. LB looking for a way around the outside. He goes for the cutback on the Williams driver, who gets the better exit, and RJ getting past Lifebout now. He's got the pace to come in and challenge. He could benefit from this if he gets close enough, but LB coming back at Madman. He's going to go down the inside of turn 4. They're going to go wheel to wheel, and Madman's run out of road, and LB gets the position.
And Lifebout behind RJ now. He's going to be cursing that he was just out of DRS range. 0.08, I think, he was out of DRS range when the safety car came in, or rather when DRS was enabled again. And that, I think, could have been the difference between Lifebout winning this race and not winning this race. 0.08 of a second.
Yeah, we'll have a look at gap to leader. Lifebout is 3.2 seconds behind LB, which is going to see him just miss out on the race win. And maybe even P2, but we'll have to keep an eye on that situation as it develops. We've got 3 laps left of racing. 4 laps left of racing.
Lifebout.
Lifebout on the attack once more. They're going side to side. RJ gets a terrible run through turn 3, which allows Lifebout to just shoot up the inside. He really needs to put his foot down now.
He does indeed. He needs to stay within 3 seconds of the top 2. He currently is. It's 2.4, but if RJ keeps battling, if RJ gets ahead of the Aston Martin before the end of this race again, then Lifebout is going to find himself in real danger of losing the race win. LB on 50% battery, Madman on about 10%, using a bit unnecessarily there, so that will cost him. Lifebout 25%, RJ the same, and JBS Steve just around 3 seconds back, but comfortably ahead of Hephaestus. So I think it's going to be a P5, possibly P4 finish for the Haas, which is a great result for him. But here comes Madman now. He's going to have the DRS into turn 3.
Yeah, this battle's definitely not over. The DRS keeping Madman in the fight with the Red Bull, and he's going to look to go down the inside of turn 3. LB squeezing him as much as he can. There's a lock up from the Williams there, who goes in deep, and the Red Bull cuts back in on him. They're going to continue to go wheel to wheel all the way down toward turn 4. LB's on the inside. There's a little bit of wheel banging between the two as Madman pulls to the outside to stop the contact, and LB just gets ahead of the Williams, who's on the attack.
That's a very important overtake for the Red Bull. He needs to stay ahead of the Williams. He'll be very conscious of that gap to Lifebout, who is 2.1 seconds back now. He's caught up a little bit, the Aston Martin, thanks to the battle. And Madman and LB, you're never going to be able to get a racer to not battle the car ahead of him. But if they look at the bigger picture here, Madman goes for a slide out of the last corner, and that has cost him DRS, and it could cost him big time, because now Lifebout is going to be in the DRS, and that could also cost LB, because Lifebout having DRS means that he's going to be faster, and this could be crucial. It could be a crucial spin for Madman that could get Lifebout the win, somewhat counterintuitively.
Yeah, it certainly could. It's 2.1 seconds, the gap between LB and Lifebout. RJ won't benefit from this too much either, because he's got a 5-second penalty. It's quite significant between the two, but RJ's looking for a way past the Aston Martin. There's only 1.5 laps left of this race, and it's looking like it might go the way of that green car we see on your screen now.
Yes, JBS Steve, actually, with that spin from Madman, the Haas could get himself on the podium here if he stays within 6 seconds of Madman, because he still doesn't have a penalty. We've got the 5 seconds for RJ, so JBS Steve is going to be thinking he might be able to get himself on the podium, but I think he's just going to need another mistake from Madman, who has pulled away from Lifebout once more.
Hephaestus with another 3-second time penalty. RJ down the inside at turn 1. That's very close racing, and he forces Lifebout off the road, and they're going to go side by side. This will not help the Aston Martin's chances. Whoa. There's contact as the Alfa Romeo goes onto the grass a little bit, and he goes right up the inside of the Aston Martin, who's going to look to try and come back at him. This could affect the lead at the moment as we go on to the final lap.
It is the final lap, and JBS Steve is within 3 seconds of Lifebout nearly. If they keep battling, then the Haas, and there is contact. Lifebout hits the back of the Alfa Romeo. Luckily, both of them stay on track. I don't know if the Aston Martin has damage, though. And Steve is going to be thinking that he could have a podium. 3.1. It's going to be so close for the Haas to get himself on the podium. 2.9. It's within 3. Oh, my word. I cannot call this. 3.0. Who's gone? It's Madman into the wall. Oh, no. On the final lap at turn 7, the Williams driver has bottled it. Into the wall he goes, all the way down to P7. LB wins the Austrian Grand Prix. RJ crossed the line. P2. Lifebout, spins across the line. Where's JBS Steve?
Second.
P2 for the Haas. Wow. Hephaestus P5 finishes out the top 5 with a solid drive, but Madman bottles it at the end. Wow, what an ending.
Wow. That was intense watching those times come down. JBS Steve, 9/10 of a second off of a win. He may have even found himself on that top step if Madman hadn't made that mistake.
Yeah, because he would have kept battling with LB. That's a great point. Wow. Who could have called that? The safety car really spiced up the race here. It was going to be a 3-4-way battle for the lead between the two Williams, LB and Lifebout, but the safety car really made it a 5-car battle at the end, despite SW's DNF. What an ending to the race. JBS Steve, driver of the day, a very solid performance despite his spin earlier on. And Wow, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better final lap of the Tier 2 Championship.
No, certainly not. And I think that's the first podium for the Haas team this season.
Steve had a podium in Singapore,
He
actually.
did.
He was P2 in Singapore, so second podium for him. He'll be very happy with that. Yeah, and I think that could secure. I think that is going to secure Haas P6 in the constructors from the charging Aston Martins. So they'll be happy with that. But it is LB who just about wins the race.
Wow, an incredible race from lights to flag, battles up and down, and especially at the top of the grid. But LB comes out on top for the final race of the Tier 2 season and Season 3 of the APPF1 Tier 2 Championship. JBS Steve and Lifebout join him on the podium after that dramatic race, with RJ Blair and Festus rounding out the top 5. A great drive from the driver from the Dominican Republic. Hartman, Stingray, Madman, Scott Rowley and QB make up the top 10, with SW, Tinos and TTV Max not finishing the race.
I have some breaking news for you, Sumo, from the Discord chat. RJ Blair says that his 5-second penalty was because QB let him through after the safety car, and the game gave him a 5-second penalty for an illegal overtake. So RJ Blair could have his third win of the season in the stewards room here. But I think no matter what happens, I think LB is definitely a worthy winner today. And I think driver of the day is difficult to call. But I would say I would personally give it to LB just for keeping it solid all throughout the race and having a great battle with Madman and not bottling it at the end, unlike the Williams, and keeping his cool. So I think my driver of the day goes to the Red Bull.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree with that. I think LB's had some terrible performances, and like I said earlier in the race, it was none of his fault. He just managed to get himself into the wrong place at the wrong time. And that affected his results over the last few races, but he never let that get to him, it seems, as he's managed to pull out this win, at least for now, in the final race of the season. So a great performance from the Red Bull, and definitely deserves our driver of the day here.
Yeah, I think so. I think driver of the day could go to a few drivers today. Yeah, what a crazy race to end off a brilliant Tier 2 season. Tinos crashing in the last race, but he's already won the championship. And Alpha Tauri will secure the constructors just about. I think if we take the standings at face value, Hartman finished P8, I think. So
Yes.
That'll be about 7 points gained or so. So Red Bull will be around 16 behind. So with Crozer there, Crozer gets a top 5 finish and Red Bull win the championship. So yeah, it's a story of what could have been for Red Bull this season.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's a shame that Krauser couldn't make the race this evening, but unfortunately, the real life does end up getting in the way of these championships, and it could have gone either way. But I think either way you slice it, they both deserved it. They both drove an amazing season, and they've kept us entertained from start to finish. And it's been incredible to see all of the drivers fighting here, as Tier 2 has ramped up and up and up ever since it started way back when. When was the first race of the season? It was Monza, I remember that. Let's see what the date was.
That was first race of season 1. Well, first race of season 2, Tier 2. Was Portugal. First race of season 1 was Austria.
Well, I'm talking about pre-season though.
Pre-season. That makes sense.
The first pre-season race, if it wants to load, was 8 months ago.
Wow.
8 months of Tier 2. And what an incredible 8 months of racing it has been. and I'm so glad that I am Ghost has been able to bring it to you. And I'm glad that we've had throughout the majority of it Positive Perception Media Design products sponsoring the Tier 2 season, and they've been a great sponsor. Please do make sure you go and check them out and make sure you give them all of the attention you show us over here. Check out the rest of our APPF1 affiliates, but that's going to do us for the rest of the evening. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Ghost?
Well, I think congratulations to Tinos and congratulations to AlphaTauri. But I think well done to all our drivers who've stuck with us till the end of the season. We very much appreciate all of you, and hopefully we can get a lot more drivers in for next season, because I think we'll have quite a few Tier 2 drivers of this season moving up to Tier 1. For at least that is in the plans in terms of pure pace. But I think, yeah, if we can get a few more people and we can have big grids for both tiers, that would be fantastic. So watch this space, and next season hopefully is going to be great.
Yeah, definitely so. It's been amazing. I'd like to say a huge thank you to everybody who took part in every race, down from the permanent drivers all the way down to the reserves or the one-time appearances from some of the drivers. You've all been amazing to watch, and it's been incredible to see, especially the development from some of the drivers, watching the likes of Lifebout get some wins and RJ get some wins as well. But the Tier 2 season has been incredible, and I can't wait to see what Season 4 has in store for us all. But that is going to do it for this season. We're not too sure when we'll be back, but do keep an eye on the channel, and please make sure you've liked the stream and subscribed if you want to catch up on the Tier 2 action, watch the seasons back, and of course catch the start of the new season, which will be coming very soon, I'm sure. But anyway, that's going to do us here at Tier 2 for APPF1. I have been Sumo.
And I have been Ghost.
And thank you guys very, 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 very much for watching and sticking with us. And we will see you when the next season starts. Goodbye for now, guys.
Goodbye.